Hey guys, Sandy here, and today I am up for my Follow a Sketch Friday. It's going up a little bit late today, but I'm using this sketch designed by Laura Whitaker from Stuck Sketches. I have one 4x4 photo of an airplane, and I have some boarding passes that I'm going to be using on this. So let's see what I can do. So I am starting off by putting my photo on some paper that came in a Gossamer Blue kit, and then this is a piece of a cut apart sheet from the Chamel Go Now Go collection, and I just put a little bit too much adhesive and realized I didn't even have my background paper picked out yet, and I was getting ready to glue it down like I already did. So I turn off the camera and take a moment to figure out what background paper I'm going to use. So I grabbed this sheet, and this is from the Starshine paper pad. And then I just grabbed a piece of red cardstock that I had in my stash. And just get some adhesive on that bad boy and pop it down. And I was careful not to cut on the sides of the blue paper where the circle was already interrupted. So I made sure I cut there and not to interrupt the circle on another edge. So I liked it interrupted on two edges, but I wouldn't want it interrupted on three. And I'm just working on getting these layers on here and figuring out exactly where I want it to go. And I mess around with it for a few minutes. I find this frame in the Go Now Go cardstock stickers, and at first I was thinking it was going to go on the right because there's like a journaling block and a banner title over there on the right, and I decide instead that it's going to go over top of the photo, and I like that a lot. And then I just know that my tickets are going to pop in there. So what I have done is created a little pocket, and this is from a waterfall Project Life pocket, and the only thing I did was use a piece of washi tape to close off the right on the edge. Now I think my video might be a little awkward right there, guys. Sorry, I got a phone call in the middle of a voiceover. So I just put some adhesive on top of that pocket, and now I'm just going to place it on the back here where I want it to go so that my boarding passes can stick out. And it just takes me a minute to get it exactly where I want it to go, and I'm happy with that. So I just arrange the boarding passes, we tuck those in nicely, flip it over, and then we're going to add some adhesive to the entire back of this whole thing. And the crazy shaking is back. I had to plug in my phone here because it was dying and I did not want to stop scrapbooking this page. So I'm pulling in some more of these chipboard stickers from the Go Now Go collection, and I know I want that over there. I want that to be the embellishment similar to what is in the sketch, but I'm not exactly sure how it's going to go yet. Now I know I'm not going to do flowers on this page because it's about an airplane. So I decide to grab this piece from the cut apart sheet, and that's from the same cut apart sheet as the 4x6 card that says where can we go today, and I just cut around the edge of the suitcase because I don't want pink on this layout. Now there is a tiny little bit of pink on the luggage handle part, and that's just because I'm not taking the time to cut out the inside of that luggage handle, and I'm okay with that teeny little bit of pink, but I didn't want pink everywhere on the page. So it's good. And then I think that something has to go there because that luggage handle is getting lost on that little blue section of that card, so I take another one of the pieces from that cut apart sheet, and I'm just going to layer this up here. And I know I'm introducing another color, so I'm going to be sure to bring in some more of that color later on and elsewhere on the page. I decide to cut out that little gap right there around the edge, and that's just because while I am bringing in another color, I don't want to bring in so much of it. So I'm getting it out a little bit. And also on that chipboard frame that is on the photo, there's a little bit of yellow right there. So that's why I was okay with bringing in the yellow, because there was already just a little teeny bit on one of the frames. Okay, so I know that I'm going to put something down here. I want something layered here, so I pull out this flare badge, and it's from October Afternoon's Travel Girl collection. And I actually think they call them 10 pins, but it's flare. And I put it on here, and I'm going to mess with this, and I pull it up and take it down a couple times. It doesn't end up there, it ends up on the other side of the page, and that's just a color choice, because the flare badge has green on it, and then I have the green suitcase over here, and then there's some green on the chipboard frame, but there's no green on the right side of the page, so I pop that little guy off and bring him over there. Now here is the rest of that cut apart sheet, and I'm just doing this to bring over some color. It's not for anything else besides color, and that is me like trying to visualize something right there. So I grabbed one of these sheets of red paper, and this is also from a Traveler's Notebook kit from Gossamer Blue. I purchased a big clearance box from them, and really happy. I love the quality of their stuff, and I just wanted to get what I could get before they permanently shut their doors. So I have a stack of those kind of papers by me on my desk, and I'm just trying to use them up. So I decide to bring the red just ever such a little bit on that left-hand side, and then it's going to be a longer piece on the right. And I do have it overlap the edge of that grid paper ever so slightly, so it is hanging off just a little bit. And then I decide this is where I'm going to place that chipboard. It says destination and date. So I'm happy with that, and I see, like, you can see I want something circular there, like I can see it in my head. So I pull off the flare badge and I place it up here, and I'm happy with that, and it makes me glad that I've brought over the green. So I know I need to put something else there, so I look on the chipboard again and I pull off this little luggage. So I figure if you have one piece of luggage, you should have two, and that works out just fine in my opinion. And now I'm thinking about bringing something else in, and I bring in the yellow over here and the taxi cab, and I figure it's an appropriate because we're flying into New York. And I'm happy with that little cluster that's going on. And I decide, since I have a brown suitcase down here, I'm going to bring in brown thickers for my title. Now this is how I store my thickers. I store them horizontally, and when I open them the first time, I cut along the horizontal without cutting that top top tag. And that way I can slide the thickers in and out, and I don't really slide these out this time. The only thing I do is pull them off. And I thought plain would fit there, but it doesn't, so I'm putting it back, and I'm changing which letters or which word I'm going to use out of my title. So my title is going to be Leaving on a Jet Plane, and I decide to make jet out of the thickers, and then I'm going to grab some small Kaisercraft tile letter stickers that are also in browns that match that brown suitcase, and I pop those down there. Don't make you watch me put those on. And I grab a little geotag, and it is a brad, but I pull off the tines of the brad and put some pop dots on the back of that guy and stick him down right there. And that's just because I didn't feel like dealing with the brad. So I just add some ATG because, of course, thickers do not stick when they are chipboard. Their adhesive is suck, like it really just doesn't do well at all. So I have to add a little bit of my own, and I pop that on there. And I wanted to use this navy flower. Like, I really liked it, but it just didn't go anywhere on the page. And I'm thinking that I need to add something. But what I decide to do is handwrite in the first three words of my title, which is Leaving on A. And then I decide to write SFO to JFK over here since I have some lines. and I'm looking for something. I'm feeling like I need to add a little bit of something. I try out Happy Travels. That doesn't really work for me. So I'm just like, what else can I do? So I figure some stuff out, and I decide that I'm going to put JFK as letter stickers. Now, these are not the first letter stickers that I tried out. These are the ones that worked. I tried out a couple different versions, and it just didn't work on that little tag, so I did not make you watch that, but there were like 3 or 4 that I tried that didn't work, and I just looked at the boarding pass for the date and stuck that in there as well. And that little brown suitcase was kind of teetering on the edge, so I'm going to add just a little pop dots under there so that it isn't like teetering on the edge anymore. Now at this point I'm referring back to the sketch, and I'm deciding that I'm totally not going to do the border on the bottom or the label, and instead what I'm going to do is add some of these Bella Boulevard epoxy stars all around the layout. Since I have a huge element of my layout is a circle, I decided to, instead of doing like a triangle or a diagonal line of little enamel stars, I almost call them spaceships, my goodness, of these little enamel stars, I'm just going to follow the circle. And then I throw in a little arrow for good measure because I'm thinking that it just needs a little extra bit of something right there. And then I'm looking back at my enamel shapes, and I see the photo corners, and I decide, you know what? I'm going to throw some photo corners on this bad boy because I'm not doing the line on the bottom like that's the sketch. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Hit like if you liked it. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to say anything, leave a comment down below, and I will catch you guys next time.